In the deepest corners of our imagination, we have pondered the unimaginable. A world where everything we know, love, and cherish is irrevocably altered. A world where the very foundations of our existence are shaken to their core. While the idea has long inhabited the realm of fiction and apocalyptic visions, the truth is that life can be unpredictable and the course of history can take unforeseen turns. This guide, What to Do After the World End, is born from a place of hope and preparedness, a testament to the indomitable human spirit and our innate ability to persevere amidst even the darkest of times. It is not a prophetic warning or a harbinger of doom, but rather a lamp in the darkness, illuminating the path to survival, resilience, and renewal. As an author, I sought to craft a comprehensive and practical manual, a roadmap to navigate the uncharted territory of a post-apocalyptic world. While none of us desire such a future, acknowledging the possibility empowers us to prepare ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally. The 7 chapters within this manual are a collective endeavor to equip you, the reader, with the knowledge and skills to face an uncertain world with courage and adaptability. From acknowledging our emotions to fostering human connections, from securing resources to sustaining ourselves, from tending to the wounded to preserving knowledge. This guide is a tapestry woven with the threads of survival and hope. As you journey through these chapters, know that you are not alone. Each word penned here is a reminder that humanity's strength lies in our unity, compassion, and collective wisdom. We are bound by a shared faith, and our survival depends not only on individual resilience, but on our ability to come together as a community. In a world that may never see such a day, this guide stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. It is a call to action, urging us to cherish our world, to protect the beauty of life, and to value the gift of existence. The future is uncertain, and none of us hold the power to alter the course of fate. But in our hearts, we possess the capacity to choose hope over despair, to kindle the light of compassion, and to leave a legacy of resilience for the generations that will come. As you embark on this journey, let us walk hand in hand, knowing that together we can face whatever lies ahead. With a sense of purpose and determination, we present to you What to Do After the World Ends. In the face of adversity, humanity has shown its remarkable ability to endure, to rebuild, and to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. The indomitable spirit of survival courses through our veins, urging us forward, even when the world we knew has crumbled into oblivion. This guide, What to Do After the World Ends, is a testament to the resilience and resourcefulness of humanity in the wake of cataclysmic events. As the dust settles and the echoes of destruction subside, we find ourselves in an unfamiliar realm, a world that challenges us to reimagine life and existence. Each chapter, meticulously crafted with the wisdom of ages past, lays the foundation for survival and prosperity. From understanding the emotional impact of loss, to cultivating resilience, to securing resources and fortifying our surroundings, the guide gently holds our hand through the darkened corridors of the unknown. As we delve deeper into the complexities of forming communities, nurturing connections, and embracing the power of knowledge, we witness the transformation of the human spirit. For it is in times of crisis that the bonds of solidarity are forged. Humanity's greatest asset as we navigate this uncharted terrain. From mastering essential survival skills to offering medical care and preserving knowledge, this guide empowers us to not merely survive, but to thrive amidst chaos. It is a beacon of hope that reminds us of our capacity to rebuild, to innovate, and to shape a new world that embodies the best of our collective potential. Within these pages of this manual, we invite you to embark on a journey that transcends the confines of time and circumstance. With every word, with every act of kindness, with every choice made in the spirit of compassion, you become an architect of hope, weaving the tapestry of a brighter future. Let this manual be your compassion as you navigate the uncharted waters of this past apocalyptic world. May it guide you through the shadows, kindle the fire of resilience within your soul, and inspire you to be a harbinger of change. Together, as we step forward into the unknown, we grasp the hand of humanity's enduring spirit, uniting, surviving, and thriving, knowing that even after the world ends, the human spirit prevails. With unwavering hope and boundless determination, we step forth. Introduction. What to do after the world ends. Welcome to a world transformed, where everything you once knew has crumbled and a new reality has dawned upon us. According to the Word of God, following a series of global plagues during a climatic dispensation of time, a new heavens and a new earth would manifest, wherein the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus is perpetually manifested. 2 Peter chapter 3 verses 10 through 13 states, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought we be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness." In the Afterworld Survival Guide, What to Do After the World Ends, we embark on a journey of survival, adaptation, and resilience. This guidebook serves as a beacon of hope and a comprehensive manual to help you navigate the aftermath of cataclysmic events, whether it be a global pandemic, a natural disaster, or a collapse of civilization as we know it. This guide aims to equip you with the necessary knowledge, skills, and mindset to thrive in the face of adversity. With God, all things are possible, and the following can become a new reality in a new spiritual society of a new heaven and a new earth, where a new relationship with God is manifested in the lives of everyone. Welcome to a world transformed, where the echoes of a cataclysmic event reverberate across the desolate landscape. In the aftermath of the unimaginable, we find ourselves at the crossroads, where survival is not just an instinct, but an art. This is the essence of this manual, a comprehensive guidebook that unveils the secrets of thriving amidst chaos. As we journey through the 7 chapters, we are led through a tapestry of wisdom, each thread intricately woven to equip us with the skills and mindset required to weather the storm. Chapter 1, Acceptance and Resilience. The path of survival begins with acknowledging the emotional impact of loss and upheaval. This chapter artfully guides us through the valleys of grief, teaching us to cultivate resilience within ourselves. As we find strength in community support and bond with fellow survivors, we lay the groundwork of rebuilding our lives and kindling the flame of hope. Chapter 2, Assessing Resources and Risk. Practicality takes the helm in Chapter 2, where we learn to navigate the wilderness, secure essential resources, and evaluate potential dangers. By fortifying our surroundings and establishing safe havens, we safeguard our existence and prepare for the arduous journey ahead. Chapter 3, Building Communities and Human Connections. In the post-apocalyptic world, the power of human connections becomes evident. Building communities and forging alliances become our lifeblood. With effective communication and conflict resolution skills, we sow the seeds of unity and cooperation, ensuring we are never alone on this daunting path. Chapter 4, Survival Skills for a New World. Adaptability is our greatest ally in Chapter 4. Navigating the wilderness, finding sustenance through hunting and foraging, and sourcing clean water. These skills form the backbone of our resilience. Shelter, food, and water become our primal needs, and we learn to thrive in the harshest of conditions. Chapter 5, Medical Care and First Aid. Amidst a world devoid of modern healthcare, medical knowledge becomes our armor. Armed with essential first aid techniques and remedies, we address common injuries and illnesses. Purifying water and maintaining a healthy environment emerge as a vital element in the art of survival. Chapter 6, Preserving Knowledge and Education. The flame of knowledge must never be extinguished. Chapter 6 emphasizes the value of preserving wisdom, establishing libraries, and passing on essential skills and cultural heritage. Through education and sharing, we ensure the preservation of humanity's legacy and we inspire hope for a brighter future. And Chapter 7, Thriving Amidst Chaos. As we reach the final chapter, the culmination of our journey unfolds. Thriving amidst chaos demands innovation, adaptation, and a sense of purpose. With the strength to rebuild society and to shape a better future, we cast a beacon of hope that illuminates the darkness. In this manual, we are beckoned to embrace our collective humanity, from the depths of grief to the pinnacle of innovation. This guidebook illuminates the path of resilience and compassion. Together, we embark on an extraordinary quest, one where the spirit of humanity prevails even in the face of the unimaginable. Let this guide be your lantern through the shadows of uncertainty, for within these pages lies the knowledge to navigate the new world, to forge communities of strength, and to kindle hope as we rebuild together from the ashes of the past. Chapter 1, After the Apocalypse, Navigating the Turmoil Within. Chapter 1, Acceptance and Resilience. Welcome to the first installment of our survival guide. In this chapter, we will delve into the profound emotional impact of a world-ending event and explore essential strategies for coping with grief and loss. Moreover, we will learn how to cultivate resilience, that indomitable quality that resides within each of us, to find strength and to carry on amidst the ruins. So let's look at understanding emotional impact. The end of the world as we knew it has left an indelible mark on humanity. It's only natural to feel overwhelmed by a torrent of emotions: fear, anger, sadness, confusion, and even numbness. Acknowledging these feelings is the first step toward acceptance. Remember, you are not alone in your struggles. Everyone around you is grappling with the same upheaval. The gravity of what has occurred might take time to sink in. Allow yourself to process these emotions at your own pace. Seek solace in connecting with others who share your feelings, as it can be cathartic to share your stories and to realize you are part of a collective healing process. Strategies for coping with grief and loss. So, in a post-apocalyptic world, loss is an inevitable companion. Loved ones, cherished places, and the comforts of our former lives may be forever out of reach. Coping with grief requires patience and compassion, both for yourself and others. Here are some strategies to navigate the tumultuous waters of grief. Embrace your emotions. Give yourself permission to mourn. Suppressing grief can be detrimental in the long run. Cry when you need to. Reminisce when it feels right. and allow yourself to process the pain. Create rituals. Establishing rituals to honor the memory of what was lost can provide a sense of closure and healing. Lighting a candle, planting a tree, or sharing stories about the past can be meaningful ways to pay tribute. Reach out for support. Lean on others during this challenging time. Support networks are essential for healing. Offer a listening ear and be receptive to the support of others. Practice self-care. Amidst the chaos, don't forget to care for yourself. Engage in activities that bring you comfort and joy, such as meditation, exercising, and engaging in creative pursuits. Cultivating resilience and finding strength. I believe that resilience is the key to survival in this new world. It is the ability to adapt, bounce back from adversity, and thrive despite overwhelming circumstances. Cultivating resilience is like a gradual process, but it can be achieved with dedication and perseverance. Yes, and under those categories, we need to learn to develop a growth mindset wherein we embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, view setbacks as lessons, and use them to build a stronger foundation for the future. Also, we need to stay present. It's easy to dwell on the past or worry about the uncertain future. So we need to practice mindfulness to stay grounded in the present moment. And this will help you make better decisions and find clarity in the midst of chaos. Also, we need to learn from nature. Observe nature's resilience, the way plants grow through concrete, or how ecosystems recover after destruction. Draw inspiration from nature's ability to persevere. Lastly, we need to set achievable goals. We need to start with small, achievable goals and celebrate our successes along the way. Each accomplishment will bolster our confidence and foster a sense of accomplishment. Remember, resilience is not about suppressing emotions or acting as if everything is fine. It's about acknowledging the difficulties, learning from them, and discovering your inner strength to navigate through the darkest times. In conclusion, understanding the emotional impact of a world-ending event, coping with grief and loss, and cultivating resilience are essential steps toward embracing the new reality. By being compassionate to ourselves and each other, we can forge ahead, united in the quest for survival and hope. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we delve into the practical aspects of assessing resources and risks. Together, we can forge a path toward a stronger, brighter future. Chapter 2, Fortifying Your Post-Apocalyptic Sanctuary, Assessing Resources and Risks. In Chapter 2, we're going to talk about assessing resources and risks. So first and foremost, welcome back to our post-apocalyptic survival guide. And in this chapter, we will explore the critical task of identifying and securing essential resources, also evaluating potential risks and dangers, and establishing a safe haven to fortify your surroundings. Let's embark on this journey of preparedness and resilience. Identifying and securing essential resources. Now listen, in a world where resources are scarce, the ability to identify and secure essential items is critical for survival. And here are some key resources to focus on. Number one, water. Securing a clean and reliable water source is paramount. Look for nearby streams, rivers, or groundwater wells. If necessary, learn how to purify water using filtration methods or boiling. Next, we need to consider food. Scour the surroundings for edible plants, fruits, and nuts. And if you're skilled in hunting or fishing, these skills will become invaluable. Consider also cultivating a small garden to grow your own produce. Shelter. Identify safe and sturdy structures that can serve as temporary or permanent shelters. Abandoned buildings, caves, makeshift huts can also provide protection from the elements and potential dangers. Medical supplies. Stockpile essential medical items like first aid kits, antibiotics, and pain relievers. Acquire knowledge of natural remedies for common ailments. Tools and equipment. Gather tools like knives and axes and multi-tools for various tasks. Additionally, collect equipment for survival such as tents, sleeping bags, and cooking essentials. Evaluating risks and potential dangers. Understanding the risks and dangers of your post-apocalyptic environment is vital for survival. Here are some steps to assess and mitigate potential hazards. Number one, scout the area. Explore the surrounding landscape to identify potential threats like predatory animals, hostile groups, or hazardous terrain. Next, you need to assess the climate and weather. Understand the climate patterns of your region. Prepare for extreme weather conditions and have appropriate clothing and shelter to endure them. Next, you need to be cautious of contaminants. Be aware of toxic or radioactive areas that might pose health risks. Stay informed about the effects of exposure to hazardous substances. Next, you need to establish defense measures. Create a defensive perimeter around your safe haven to deter intruders. Set up alarms or set up early warning systems to alert you to potential threats. Establishing a safe haven and fortifying surroundings. Creating a safe haven requires strategic planning and resourcefulness. Here's how to fortify your surroundings. Choose an ideal location. Select a site that provides natural advantages like high ground, good visibility, and defensibility. Avoid areas prone to flooding or natural disasters. Build defensive structures. Reinforce existing structures or construct barriers using materials at hand. Walls, fences, or barricades can add an extra layer of protection. Establish a community watch. Collaborate with your community to set up a watch system. Create schedules for guarding the perimeter and sharing responsibilities. Also, you need to practice stealth and camouflage. Minimize visibility and noise to avoid drawing attention to your location. Utilize natural camouflage to blend in with the environment. Remember that survival is not just an individual endeavor. It requires cooperation and collaboration with others. Form alliances with like-minded individuals and build a supportive community for mutual protection and resource sharing. In conclusion, assessing resources, identifying risks, and establishing a secure safe haven are fundamental to surviving in a post-apocalyptic world. By being resourceful, vigilant, and adaptive, you increase your chances of withstanding the challenges that lie ahead. In Chapter 3, we'll delve into the importance of building communities and human connections in the wake of the apocalypse. Together, we can rise above the ashes and rebuild a world that values compassion and cooperation. Chapter 3, Rebuilding Humanity, the Power of Community in a Post-Apocalyptic World. Again, Chapter 3 is about building communities and human connections. In this chapter, we explore the significance of community in the post-apocalyptic world. We'll delve into the art of creating bonds and forging alliances, as well as mastering effective communication and conflict resolution. Together, we can build a foundation of cooperation and support in these challenging times. The importance of community in the post-apocalyptic world. In the aftermath of the apocalypse, the value of human connections and communal bonds becomes immeasurable. Forming a community provides numerous benefits. Number one, shared resources. Communities can pool resources and skills, making it easier for individuals to survive and thrive. Also, emotional support. Facing the challenges of the new world alone can be overwhelming. A community offers emotional support, alleviating feelings of isolation and despair. Collective security. By uniting, individuals can enhance their security against external threats, be they from nature or other surviving groups. Preserving knowledge. In a community, knowledge can be shared and passed on, ensuring essential skills and information are not lost. Creating bonds and forging alliances. Building a community begins with creating connections and nurturing relationships with others. Here's how to forge alliances in this new world. Reach out to others. Approach fellow survivors with openness and empathy. Everyone has unique strengths to offer. Identify common goals. Unite around common objectives such as food security, defense, and mutual support. Share resources and skills. Be willing to share your expertise and resources and be receptive to what others can offer in return. Encourage diversity. Embrace diversity within your community. Different perspectives and abilities can contribute to a stronger and more adaptable group. Effective communication and conflict resolution. Clear and respectful communication is vital for a harmonious community. Avoiding conflicts or resolving them constructively is crucial. First, we need to learn to listen and empathize. Actively listen to others and show empathy for their experiences and perspectives. Address issues openly. When conflicts arise, address them openly and honestly without aggression or hostility. Mediation and compromise. Designate impartial mediators to help resolve disputes. Encourage compromise and seek win-win solutions. Establish rules and boundaries. Establish clear guidelines for behavior and interactions within the community. These rules should prioritize safety, respect, and fairness. Learn conflict resolution skills. Invest time in learning conflict resolution techniques and train community members to handle disputes peacefully. Remember that no community is immune to disagreements, but by fostering effective communication and conflict resolution skills, you can overcome challenges and build a resilient, unified front. In conclusion, building a community and fostering human connections are essential steps to surviving and thriving in a post-apocalyptic world. Together, we can support one another, share knowledge, and overcome adversities. Join hands and let's rebuild humanity with compassion, cooperation, and hope. In Chapter 4, we will focus on honing essential survival skills for the new world, navigating the wilderness, sourcing food and water, and securing shelter. Together, we can adapt and flourish in this ever-changing landscape. Chapter 4, Thriving in the Unknown. Survival skills for a new world. Again, Chapter 4, Survival skills for a new world. In this chapter of our survival guide, we venture into the wilds of the post-apocalyptic world, navigating the wilderness, finding shelter, sourcing clean water, and ensuring sustenance through hunting, foraging, and agriculture. These are the skills that will empower you to endure and prosper amidst the challenges. Navigating the wilderness and finding shelter. In the wilderness, nature can be both a refuge and a threat. To navigate successfully and find shelter, consider the following. Map reading and navigation. Acquire basic map reading skills to understand your surroundings better. Look for landmarks and create mental maps to prevent getting lost. Emergency shelter. Learn how to construct temporary shelters using natural materials like leaves, branches, and debris. These shelters can protect you from harsh weather conditions. Permanent shelter. Seek out abandoned buildings, caves, and sturdy structures to establish a more permanent shelter. Reinforce and fortify these locations as needed. Fire building. Master the art of starting a fire without modern tools. Fire provides warmth, security, and the ability to cook food. Locating and purifying water sources. Water is essential for survival, and finding clean water can be a daunting task. Here's how to ensure access to safe drinking water. Water sources. Familiarize yourself with the surrounding landscape to identify potential water sources such as streams, rivers, and natural springs. Water purification. Always assume that water from natural sources is contaminated. Learn various purification methods like boiling, using water filters, or chemical purification. Rainwater harvesting. Set up rainwater harvesting systems to collect and store rainwater during the wet season for use during dry periods. Hunting, foraging, and growing your own food. In a world where food is scarce, mastering the art of sourcing sustenance is essential for survival. Hunting and trapping. Develop hunting and trapping skills to catch small game like rabbits or squirrels. Use natural materials to fashion traps and snares. Foraging for edibles. Learn to identify edible plants and fruits in your region. Be cautious to avoid poisonous varieties. Fishing. If near water bodies, learn fishing techniques like using simple fishing rods, nets, or improvised fishing traps. Cultivating food. Establish a small garden to grow vegetables and herbs. Opt for low-maintenance crops sustainable for your environment. Preservation techniques. Learn food preservation methods like drying, smoking, and fermenting to store surplus food for the future. Remember to practice sustainable harvesting and avoid depleting resources to ensure their availability in the long run. In conclusion, survival skills are the pillars upon which you can stand tall in the new world. By navigating the wilderness with confidence, finding shelter, securing clean water, and ensuring food sources, you can thrive even amidst uncertainty. Stay tuned for Chapter 5, where we will delve into the critical aspects of medical care and first aid. Knowledge of essential medical skills and remedies can mean the difference between life and death in this post-apocalyptic world. Chapter 5, A Healing Hand, Medical Care and First Aid in a Post-Apocalyptic World. This chapter will be life-saving because it deals with medical care and first aid in a post-apocalyptic world. In the absence of modern healthcare, knowledge of basic first aid techniques, emergency medical care, and alternative remedies become indispensable. Let's equip ourselves with the necessary skills to face health challenges head-on. Basic first aid techniques and emergency medical care. In a world without hospitals and medical professionals, knowing first aid can be a lifesaver. Here are essential first aid techniques that we all should learn. CPR. Learn how to perform CPR to revive someone whose heart has stopped. Immediate action can significantly increase the chances of survival. Wound cleaning and dressing. Properly clean wounds using clean water or antiseptics and dress them to prevent infections. Next, splinting. Immobilize fractured or broken bones by creating a splint with materials like sticks, clothing, or even cardboard. Treating burns. Use cold water to cool down burn injuries and protect them from infection. Stop bleeding. Learn how to apply pressure to wounds to stop bleeding and use tourniquets as a last resort for severe hemorrhages. Identifying and treating common injuries and illnesses. Post-apocalyptic life exposes us to various dangers, and knowing how to handle common injuries and illnesses is vital, such as infections. Recognize the signs of an infection, such as redness, swelling, and pus, and treat them with natural antiseptics like honey or crushed garlic. Dehydration. Combat dehydration by finding clean water sources and learning oral rehydration techniques using salt and sugar solutions. Respiratory issues. Learn how to assist individuals with breathing difficulties, such as using a Heimlich maneuver for choking victims. Fractures and sprains. Identify fractures and treat them with improvised splints. For sprains, use the acronym RICE, R-I-C-E, which stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. Again, RICE, R-I-C-E, which stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. These things will reduce the swelling. Essential medications and alternative remedies. In the absence of pharmacies, knowing about essential medications and alternative remedies is crucial. Pain relief. Stockpile over-the-counter pain relievers like aspirin or ibuprofen for easing pain. Antibiotics. Acquire a basic understanding of antibiotics and their uses, and consider natural alternatives like garlic and honey for mild infections. Herbal medicine. Familiarize yourself with local medicinal plants and their properties for treating various ailments. Healing salves and poultices. Learn to create healing salves and poultices using natural ingredients like aloe vera, honey, or medicinal herbs. Remember, while medical knowledge is invaluable, prevention is the best medicine. Prioritize cleanliness, sanitation, and a healthy lifestyle to reduce the risk of illness and injuries. In conclusion, acquiring medical care and first aid skills can be the difference between life and death in the post-apocalyptic world. By being prepared and knowledgeable, you can provide crucial care and healing to those around you. Stay tuned for Chapter 6, where we'll explore the importance of preserving knowledge and education in rebuilding our society and paving the way for a brighter future. Chapter 6, Empowering the Future, Preserving Knowledge and Education in a Post-Apocalyptic World. In this chapter, we enter a realm of profound importance, the preservation of knowledge and education. In a world where libraries and educational systems have collapsed, safeguarding information, sharing essential skills, and preserving cultural heritage become paramount to shaping a better tomorrow. The value of preserving knowledge for future generations. In the wake of a cataclysmic event, the knowledge of past generations can become lost forever. Here's why preserving knowledge is crucial. Progress and innovation. Knowledge is the foundation of progress and innovation. Preserving scientific, technological, and historical information can drive humanity forward, even in the most challenging times. Survival techniques. Essential survival skills passed down through generations are essential for navigating a harsh world. From farming and building to medical know-how, preserving these skills ensures the survival of future generations. Cultural identity. Knowledge preserves our cultural identity, values, and traditions, fostering a sense of belonging and unity among survivors. Establishing libraries and educational systems. Rebuilding the pillars of education is key to securing the future of humanity. Here's how to establish libraries and educational systems. Gathering surviving books. Search for and collect surviving books and documents. Preserve them in safe and dry environments to ensure their longevity. Create community libraries. Establish community libraries where individuals can access and contribute to a growing repository of knowledge. Learning circles. Organize learning circles where members of the community share their expertise in various subjects, ensuring the exchange of knowledge. Promote lifelong learning. Encourage individuals of all ages to pursue continuous learning and skill development, fostering a culture of curiosity and growth. Passing on essential skills and cultural heritage. In a world that has been reshaped, passing on vital skills and cultural heritage becomes a sacred duty. Apprenticeship. Encourage mentorship and apprenticeship programs where experienced individuals teach essential skills to the younger generation. Storytelling and oral tradition. Preserve cultural heritage through storytelling and oral tradition. Encourage the sharing of myths, legends, and historical tales. Traditional crafts and arts. Promote the practice of traditional crafts and arts as they hold cultural significance and promote creativity. Cultural celebrations. Continue to celebrate cultural festivals and events to strengthen the bond within the community and pass on cherished traditions. Embracing the future together. In a world that has fallen apart, the preservation of knowledge and education serves as a beacon of hope for a brighter future. Embrace the responsibility of passing on what you know and learning from others. Together, we can rise above the ashes and forge a new society built on wisdom, empathy, and shared knowledge. In conclusion, the preservation of knowledge and education is an essential pillar for rebuilding society after the world ends. Let us honor the past, embrace the present, and empower the future through the transfer of knowledge, skills, and cultural heritage. Stay tuned for Chapter 7, where we'll explore the power of innovation and adaptation in shaping a thriving world amidst chaos. Chapter 7, Thriving Amidst Chaos, Embracing Innovation and Rebuilding in a Post-Apocalyptic World. As we approach the final chapter, we delve into the essence of true survival, which is thriving amidst chaos. In this chapter, we'll explore the power of innovation and adaptation, finding purpose and meaning in a post-apocalyptic existence, and the journey of rebuilding society to shape a brighter, hopeful future. Innovating and adapting to the new world. In the face of a world transformed, the ability to innovate and adapt becomes a matter of survival. Resourceful problem solving. Embrace creative problem solving to tackle challenges with limited resources. Adapt and modify tools, techniques, and ideas to suit their reality. Innovation through collaboration. Work together with your community to brainstorm ideas and implement innovative solutions. Unity fosters collective ingenuity. Nurturing curiosity. Encourage curiosity and a thirst for knowledge. Embrace new information and experiences as they can spark innovative ideas. Finding purpose and meaning in a post-apocalyptic existence. In the midst of chaos, finding purpose can lend hope and direction to life. Embrace new roles. Reevaluate your skills and interests to discover how they can contribute to the community. Embrace new roles that align with the needs of the post-apocalyptic world. Preserving humanity's legacy. Understanding that you are a part of preserving humanity's legacy can instill a sense of purpose. Your actions and contributions can shape the future of our species. Building bonds and relationships. Nurturing relationships with fellow survivors can bring meaning to your journey. Be there for one another and share the burden of rebuilding. Rebuilding society and shaping a brighter future. Amidst the ruins, the power to rebuild society lies within our grasp. Establishing governance. Formulate a system of governance that emphasizes fairness, inclusivity, and accountability. Learn from past mistakes to create a just society. Education and knowledge sharing. Prioritize education as the cornerstone of progress. Cultivate a culture of sharing knowledge, encouraging continuous learning, and nurturing the pursuit of wisdom. Environmental stewardship. Respect and protect the natural world around you. Embrace sustainable practices to ensure a healthier and more abundant future. Promoting peace and cooperation. Foster a culture of peace and cooperation within your community and beyond. Seek diplomatic solutions to conflicts and work towards unity among surviving groups. A beacon of hope. In the aftermath of devastation, It is within our human spirit to rise, rebuild, and shape a future that honors the past while embracing the potential of the present. In conclusion, chapter 7 marks a pivotal moment in what to do after the world ends. Thriving amidst chaos requires resilience, adaptability, and a collective vision for a better world. By innovating, finding purpose, and rebuilding society, we can transform the bleak landscape into a beacon of hope, a world where humanity's true potential can flourish. With this, we reach the end of our survival guide. May it serve as a testament to the strength and spirit of humanity in the face of adversity. Together, we have the power to forge a brighter future. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and always remember, you are not alone in this journey. Summary. What to do after the world ends. In What to Do After the World Ends, we embarked on a transformative journey through 7 chapters. Each of them were brimming with essential wisdom for survival and resilience in a post-apocalyptic world. In chapter 1, we looked at acceptance and resilience. The book had began by acknowledging the emotional impact of a world-ending event. It emphasized the significance of accepting our emotions and cultivating resilience within ourselves. By learning to cope with grief and loss and finding strength in community support, we began to process and rebuild our lives amidst the ruins. In chapter 2, we looked at assessing resources and risk. In that chapter, we focused our shift to the practical aspects of survival. We allowed it to guide us in identifying and securing essential resources like water, food, and shelter. We looked at the importance of evaluating potential risks and dangers in the post-apocalyptic landscape that was emphasized, along with the need to establish safe havens and to fortify our surroundings. In chapter 3, we looked at building communities and human connections. We recognized the power of human connections. In this chapter, we highlighted the significance of building communities. We forged alliances, communicated effectively, and we learned to resolve conflicts. We also discovered the strength of unity. We learned about forming bonds with others, becoming instrumental in navigating the uncertainties of the new world. Chapter 4, we looked at survival skills for a new world. Knowledge of survival skills was critical, and this chapter provided us with a comprehensive guide, from navigating the wilderness and finding shelter to sourcing clean water and sustaining ourselves through hunting, foraging, and agriculture. We learned how to adapt to the harsh realities of post-apocalyptic life. Chapter 5, we looked at medical care and first aid. Medical knowledge became a life-saving skill in the absence of modern healthcare. That chapter also equipped us with the basic first aid techniques, also emergency medical care and essential remedies for treating common injuries and illnesses. Understanding the significance of water purification and maintaining a healthy environment became key to survival. In chapter 6, we looked at preserving knowledge and education. In the face of a world that has lost its libraries and education systems, this chapter had emphasized the value of preserving knowledge. By establishing community libraries, passing on essential skills, and cherishing cultural heritage, we laid the foundation for a brighter future. Education becomes the key to progress and a sense of purpose in a post-apocalyptic world. Of course, finally, in chapter 7, we looked at thriving amidst chaos, where in that chapter, we spoke to our resilience as human beings. Thriving amidst chaos demands innovation, adaptation, and a search for meaning in our existence. By rebuilding society with sustainable practices, establishing governance, and fostering peace and cooperation, we forged a path towards a hopeful and united future. In What to Do After the World Ends, we are reminded that the human spirit is boundless. Even in the darkest of times, we possess the strength to rise, rebuild, and shape a better world. Armed with knowledge, compassion, and a shared vision, we can transcend the challenges of post-apocalyptic landscape and emerge as beacons of hope. This guide is more than just a manual. It is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. Together, let us navigate the uncertain path ahead and embrace the opportunity to create a new world. A world where resilience, community, and knowledge light the way. In the Afterworld Survival Guide, What to Do After the World Ends, we have explored the challenges and opportunities that arise when the world as we know it comes to an end. By embracing acceptance, resilience, and the power of community, we can navigate the darkest of times and find hope amidst the chaos. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Together, we can rise above the ruins and create a new world filled with compassion, strength, and the spirit of humanity. The future begins now. One of the biggest signs of the end times is deception, and the only survival is God. God the Father, God the Son, Jesus Christ, and the divine discernment that is given through God, the Holy Spirit. In Matthew chapter 24, verses 1 through 51, a prophetic utterance is recorded. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as not known since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But for the day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for you know not what the hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in which watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. But the end of all things is at hand. Let's read 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1 through 19. For as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of God. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you, who shall give account unto him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to God in the Spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man hath received the gift, Even so, minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as you are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. If you be reproached for the names of Christ, happy are you, for the Spirit of glory and of God resteth upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in any man's matters. Yet, if a man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God on this behalf. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing, as unto a faithful Creator.